Hey everyone, welcome to week 11 of the college football season. My name is Mike Browning. I'm the host of the College Football Road Trip at CFBRoadTrip.com. I'm really excited. Earlier today I went out and posted about my trip to Charlotte for the Florida Atlantic and Charlotte game a few weeks ago. It was a lot of fun to be in Charlotte, a lot of great things to see, a lot of great places to eat. The University of Charlotte campus is just beautiful, as well as the football stadium. So go check it out, read about everything Charlotte. I hope to be able to post about my trip to Winston-Salem and the Wake Forest game sometime next week, so be on the lookout for that as well. In the meantime, there's a lot of really fun games going on this week, a lot of ranked versus ranked matchups, a lot of conference division matchups are coming down to the wire over these next 3 weeks. So let's just go ahead and jump into this week's picks. We're going to start off with the Conference USA matchup. We have UAB traveling to Marshall. Both of these teams only have one loss in conference play, although they are in separate divisions. I think this is a huge matchup because the winner of this game has a huge advantage in winning the division, while the loser of this matchup will fall behind in their division. They might not be able to make it to the conference championship. They wouldn't be totally out, but they'd be behind the 8 ball if they lose this game. Both of these teams are evenly matched. In a matchup like this, as you know, I usually go with the home team in these types of matchups, and the home team in this one is Marshall. So I have Marshall winning at home over UAB in Conference USA play. Next, let's go to the Mountain West matchup. Another intriguing matchup going on here. We have Nevada traveling to number 22, San Diego State. Again, both of these teams only have one conference loss. The difference in this matchup is they are in the same division. So it's the same thing. The winner of this one's going to have a leg up and have a huge advantage in trying to make it to the championship game. The loser is probably out of their division matchup because, number one, there'll be a game behind. There'll be losing tiebreaker as well. And Fresno State is right there near the top as well, and they have already beaten these teams. So because of that, the winner it's a winner-take-all almost type scenario in this one. Again, because the matchup is so close, I'm going to go with the home team in this one. That is San Diego State. I have San Diego State winning at home over Nevada in Mountain West play. Next, let's go to a great matchup in the Big Ten West. We have Minnesota traveling to number 20, Iowa. There's a lot of talk going on about the Big Ten East between Ohio State and Michigan State. But the West is just as intriguing here because you have Iowa at the top, you have Minnesota at the top after having a struggle at the beginning of the season, and Wisconsin's coming on strong too. So it's a big toss-up in the West. The winner of this matchup is going to have a big advantage again, and the loser is probably going to fall out of contention with 2 other teams ahead of them. In a matchup like this, I've been saying it all along, home team has the advantage. The home team in this one is Iowa. I have number 20, Iowa, winning at home over Minnesota in Big Ten play. Next, let's go to an intriguing matchup in the Pac-12. We have Washington State traveling to number 3, Oregon. I think Oregon's ranked too high, to be completely honest. Yes, they only have one loss on the season. That was in overtime to a Stanford team that isn't that great. They have the big win over Ohio State. Kudos to them for doing that, but they have struggled week after week for the most part in the Pac-12 schedule. I think they're going to struggle again this week as well. Washington State's going to bring it to them like every team in the Pac-12 has. Oregon's going to find a way to pull it out, though, and continue to be in the top 4 for this point in time. I have number 3, Oregon, winning at home over Washington State in Pac-12 play. Next, let's go back out east. We have number 9, Notre Dame, traveling to Virginia. Virginia is a team that's under the radar for the most part. They have 3 losses on the season, but they've looked pretty good over the past few weeks. I think they should be at least flirting with the top 25 at this point. I think they're a team in the ACC that's pretty decent. Notre Dame starting to put things together. If you haven't noticed over the past 2 or 3 weeks, they definitely struggled at the beginning of the year, but they just destroyed Navy last week. I think the momentum is going to continue forward, and this week they're going to go on the road and win pretty convincingly, especially in the second half. I have number 9, Notre Dame, winning on the road at Virginia. Let's go back to another Big Ten matchup, this time in the Big Ten East. We have number 6, Michigan, traveling to Penn State. Penn State's a team that has struggled a little bit this year. They've come down to where all the teams had them at the beginning of the season. They were a top 10 team to start off the year. Michigan, on the flip side, has started off with fairly low expectations, middle of the pack, Big Ten East type expectations, but they've risen, only have the one loss to Michigan State. That is a really close loss. I think Michigan's going to find out a way to pull off the win on the road this week. At number 6, Michigan winning on the road at Penn State in Big Ten play. Let's stay in the Big Ten East. We have Purdue, number 19 Purdue, traveling to number 4 Ohio State. We know what Purdue has done this year. They knocked off number 2 Iowa. They knocked off number 3 Michigan State. Will they be able to pull off a win over number 4 Ohio State this week? No, I don't think they will. Ohio State has looked pretty decent. They know what Purdue's been able to do so far this year. They don't want to see that happen to them. They're going to come out. They want to win big. They want to show that they're for real and they can handle a team like Purdue, and I think they will this week. At number 4, Ohio State winning at home over 19th ranked Purdue in Big Ten play. Next, let's go to an ACC ranked matchup. We have number 16, NC State, traveling to number 12, Wake Forest. This is a huge matchup to see who will probably come out of their division in the ACC. Clemson still has a mathematical chance, but I think the winner of this game this week will end up winning the division, making it to the ACC championship game. Wake Forest had their first loss of the season last week against North Carolina. It was a back-and-forth matchup that went into the 50s. Wake Forest is a high-octane offense. The question is always, can NC State keep up with that offense and end up scoring more points in the end? Because Wake Forest defense will give up those points. But I think Wake Forest wants to come off and show that last week loss to North Carolina is a one-time thing. I think they will win this game, especially playing at home. I have number 12 Wake Forest winning at home over number 16 NC State in ACC play. Next, let's go to the SEC matchup. We have number 11 Texas A&M traveling to number 15 Ole Miss. Again, A&M is a team that has some momentum on its side coming off that big win against Alabama a few weeks ago. They've looked good ever since knocking off Alabama. Ole Miss has had a hit-and-miss games over the past few weeks. They've looked good at points. They haven't looked so good at points. That's not good when you're going against a team in A&M that has a lot to prove still going forward. I'm number 11, Texas A&M, going on the road and winning at number 15, Ole Miss, in SEC play. For our final game this week, we're going to go to the Big 12. We have number 8, Oklahoma, traveling to number 13, Baylor. There's a lot of conversation going around about Oklahoma. Do they deserve to be all the way down to number 8 in the college football rankings? I don't really have a problem with it. I understand why they did it. They haven't had a really dominant win so far this season. They haven't really played a ranked team or any really good team so far this year, especially with the way that Texas has stumbled since their loss. They have a chance to turn things around, though, the next few weeks against a ranked Baylor team, against a good Iowa State team, against a ranked OSU team, and then one of those 3 teams likely in the Big 12 championship again. Everything's ahead of Oklahoma. They just have to win out, and they know that. And because of that, they're going to come out and want to dominate Baylor this week. Baylor will keep it close for 2 or 3 quarters, but Oklahoma will find a way to pull it out and win. At the end, they have too much to prove. They know they need to move up in the rankings. Number 8, Oklahoma, will win on the road at number 13, Baylor. So again, a lot of ranked versus ranked matchups this week. I'm really excited about Championship November and all of these divisions that are coming down to the wire. I'm excited to see how things end up. Again, go check out my post about the Charlotte game I went to. A lot of great things I did there. Check out my Wake Forest post that'll be coming out sometime early next week. In the meantime, go out this weekend, enjoy a lot of great games, and we'll talk to you all again next week.